Housing costs are crushing families right now. And here's what nobody's talking about. The fastest way to add value and flexibility to a modular home isn't a bigger kitchen or a third garage bay. It's a mother-in-law suite. Whether you're planning for aging parents, adult kids who need to land somewhere affordable, or you just want a home that'll sell for 15% more than your neighbors, this layout solves problems that traditional homes can't touch without spending a fortune on additions. Before we go further, subscribe if you're serious about modular homes. We cut through the marketing and show you what actually works. Now, stick with me to the end of this video because I'm going to break down the 4 main layout types you'll actually see from manufacturers, the square footage ranges that make sense, and the real cost differences between an attached suite and a detached wing. I'll also show you why one of these layouts tanks your resale value if you don't handle zoning correctly. Let's get into it. A mother-in-law suite in a modular home is a separate living area with its own bedroom, bathroom, and usually a kitchenette or small kitchen. It's designed so someone can live semi-independently under the same roof or on the same property as the main household. The key difference between this and just having an extra bedroom is privacy and functionality. We're talking about a space where someone can make their own meals, have their own bathroom, and not feel like they're camping out in your guest room indefinitely. Now, modular homes handle these suites differently than site-built homes because of how they're manufactured. The entire home is built in sections at a factory, then transported to your land and assembled. That means the suite layout has to be planned into the design from the beginning. You can't just decide halfway through construction that you want to add one. But the upside is that factory construction keeps costs lower than building the same space on site, and the quality control is often better because everything's built indoors under consistent conditions. Let me break down the 4 main layout types you'll see when you're shopping for modular homes with mother-in-law suites. Each one has different benefits depending on your property, your budget, and how much privacy you actually need. Layout 1, attached suite on the main floor. This is exactly what it sounds like. The suite is built as part of the main house structure, usually on one end of the home. You'll typically see this in ranch-style modular homes between 1,800 and 2,200 square feet. The suite will have its own entrance from outside, a bedroom that's usually 120 to 180 square feet, a full bathroom, and a kitchenette with a small fridge, microwave, and sometimes a cooktop. The big advantage here is cost. Because it's all under one roof, you're not paying for a separate foundation or additional exterior walls. You're also sharing utilities, which keeps installation costs down. The downside is sound. You're separated by walls, but you're still in the same structure. If privacy and quiet are your top priorities, this might not be enough separation. Layout 2, detached wing. The second layout is the detached wing. This is where the suite is technically part of the modular home package, but it's connected to the main house by a breezeway, mudroom, or covered walkway. Think of it like an L-shape or T-shape floor plan. The suite is its own module that gets set at an angle or perpendicular to the main house during installation. This gives you significantly more privacy because there's physical space between the living areas. You'll see this option in homes that are 2,000 to 2,500 square feet total, and the suite itself is usually larger, sometimes 400 to 600 square feet, with a full kitchen instead of just a kitchenette. The trade-off is cost and land. You need enough property to accommodate the footprint, and you're adding more exterior finishing, more roofing, and potentially more complex utility runs. But if you need real separation and you've got the budget for it, this layout works incredibly well. Layout 3, garage conversion suite. The third type is the garage conversion suite. Some modular manufacturers offer floor plans where the attached garage is designed with the framing and utilities already in place to convert part of it into a living suite. You'll usually see a 2-car garage where one bay is finished as living space from the factory, or the whole thing is set up so you can finish it later without major construction. These suites are typically 300 to 450 square feet, and they work well if you don't need the suite immediately but want the option down the road. The benefit is flexibility.
You can use it as a garage now and convert it in 5 years when your situation changes. The cost is lower up front because you're not paying for full finishing if you wait, but if you finish it from the start, it's comparable to an attached suite. Just keep in your mind that garage conversion suites usually don't have as much natural light, and the ceiling height might be lower depending on the manufacturer. Layout 4. The fourth layout is what I call the private entrance split-level suite. This works if you're looking at modular homes that have a basement or a walkout lower level. The suite is built into the lower level with its own exterior entrance, and it includes a bedroom, bathroom, living area, and kitchenette. You'll see this in homes built on sloped lots or in areas where basements are standard. The suite can be anywhere from 500 to 800 square feet, depending on the basement layout. The advantage is maximum privacy. Your family member is on a completely different level of the home with their own entrance. The cost is moderate because you're already paying for the basement foundation, so you're mainly adding interior finishing and utilities. The challenge is that not all modular manufacturers offer basement options, and it only works on certain types of land. Now, let's talk about how these suites actually fit into the overall size of a modular home, because this matters when you're budgeting and planning. Most modular homes with mother-in-law suites fall between 1,800 and 2,500 square feet total. If you're looking at an 1,800 square foot home, you're probably getting a main house around 1,400 to 1,500 square feet with a 300 to 400 square foot suite. That's tight, but it works if the main household is just a couple or a small family. At 2,200 square feet, you're looking at a more comfortable setup, maybe 1,600 to 1,700 square feet for the main house and 500 to 600 for the suite. Once you hit 2,500 square feet, you've got room for a larger main house and a genuinely spacious suite with a full kitchen and separate living area. The reason this matters is because modular pricing is largely based on square footage. If you're adding 400 square feet for a suite, you need to account for that in your budget. But here's the thing, the cost per square foot for that suite is usually lower than if you built it as an addition later. Factory construction is more efficient, and you're avoiding the mobilization costs and site prep you'd pay for if you added it on after the fact.
In a moment, I'll get into cost considerations, but first, let's talk about why these layouts actually increase your home's value, because this isn't just about solving an immediate need. A modular home with a well-designed mother-in-law suite appeals to a much wider range of buyers when you go to sell. You've got families with aging parents who want them close. You've got buyers who work from home and want a completely separate office space that doesn't feel like it's in the middle of the house. You've got people who want rental income without becoming landlords of a separate property. And you've got multi-generational families who are becoming more common across the country as housing costs keep climbing. All of these buyers will pay more for a home that already has this flexibility built in. Real estate agents consistently report that homes with legal secondary living spaces sell faster and for higher prices than comparable homes without them. The exact premium depends on your market, but it's not unusual to see a 10 to 15% increase in value if the suite is well executed and legal. And that last part is important. Make sure whatever suite layout you choose complies with local zoning and building codes, because if it's not legal, it won't add value and it can actually hurt your sale. The other benefit is flexibility for your own family. Maybe you don't need the suite right now, but life changes. Parents age, kids move back home. You might want a caregiver living on site. Having that space already there means you're not scrambling to figure out expensive renovations when your situation shifts. And if you never need it for family, you can rent it out, use it as an Airbnb in areas where that's allowed, or turn it into a private home office or studio. The point is, you're not locked into one use. Now let's talk about cost, because this is where you need realistic expectations. I'm not going to give you exact prices because they vary wildly based on your location, the manufacturer, your land, and site work costs, but I can give you a framework. A basic attached suite on the main floor will add roughly 15 to 25% to the base cost of your modular home.
So if you're looking at a 1,500 square foot modular home that costs $180,000 before land and site work, adding a 400 square foot attached suite might bring that to around $210,000 to $225,000. That's for the modules themselves, not including your foundation, utility connections, land, permits, and all the other costs that go into a finished home. A detached wing suite will add more, usually 25 to 35%, because you're adding more exterior finishing and complexity. Using the same example, you might be looking at $225,000 to $245,000 for the modules. And a garage conversion suite that's finished from the start falls somewhere in between, maybe 18 to 28%, depending on the level of finish. And a basement suite depends entirely on whether you were already planning a basement. If you were, adding the suite might only add 10 to 20%, because the foundation and structure are already there. If you weren't planning a basement, you need to factor in the full cost of that foundation, which changes the math significantly. Keep in mind, these are rough ranges for the modular structure itself. Your total project cost includes site work, foundation, utility connections, permits, and finishing work that happens after the modules are set. In some markets, site work costs as much as the modules. In others, it's less. That's why you need to talk to local modular dealers and get a full breakdown for your specific situation.
Here's what you should be asking when you're shopping for a modular home with a mother-in-law suite. First, does the suite have its own HVAC zone, or is it on the same system as the main house? Separate zones cost more up front, but give you way more control over comfort and energy costs. Second, what's included in the kitchenette? Some manufacturers include basic cabinets and counters, but no appliances. Others include everything. Know what you're getting. Third, is the suite's entrance visible from the main entrance, or is it around the side or back? This matters for privacy and for how the home looks from the street. Fourth, what's the plumbing setup? If the suite shares plumbing walls with the main house, it's cheaper. If it needs separate runs, it costs more, but gives you more layout flexibility. And fifth, can the suite be closed off and heated separately if it's not in use? This can save you money if the space sits empty for part of the year. One more thing to think about before we wrap up. If you're planning to rent out the suite or have a caregiver live there, check your local zoning laws and HOA rules if you're in a development. Some areas restrict rentals. Some require additional parking for secondary units. Some have rules about separate utility meters. You don't want to build a suite and then find out you can't legally use it the way you planned. A quick call to your local planning department will answer most of these questions, and it's worth doing before you sign a contract. So here's the bottom line. Modular homes with mother-in-law suites give you flexibility, privacy, and long-term value. Whether you go with an attached suite, a detached wing, a garage conversion, or a basement layout depends on your land, your budget, and how much separation you need. The upfront cost is higher than a basic modular home, but it's almost always cheaper than adding the same space later, and it makes your home more valuable and versatile. If you're planning for aging parents, adult kids, rental income, or just want a home that works for more situations, this is one of the smartest layouts you can choose. Drop a comment and let me know what layout makes the most sense for your situation, or if you've got questions about how these suites work in modular homes. I read everything and I'll answer what I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.